Hello. Welcome to what is likely to be the least energized Pump the Brakes podcast. Alongside Blake, I'm Eric. Today's episode, we will be discussing and previewing the Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers game. We're going to do the Falcons and Jaguars game. A reminder, that is the London game, so it's 9:30 a.m. on Sunday, and we will definitely not be recording before then. We have our pick fives, which I don't know your record off the top of my head, but the last 2 weeks, 7-2-1 for your boy, which means I'm 100% going 1-4 this week. We're going to do a little Ryder Cup to end the podcast, which is probably, I know everyone says the Masters, but the Ryder Cup is.
When it's in America, it's awesome.
Yeah.
This is a pain. They're going to start playing like 2 o'clock in the morning.
I know. So. It is annoying, but it's probably my favorite event.
No, it's incredible, man. Yeah, it's incredible.
But yes, it is much better when it's at a normal hour. I do want to say the boys were vibing today. We missed Kevin. You know, we're just out here working out, bettering ourselves, lifting, pumping iron,
lifting weights,
drinking water.
Look, the vibes are at an all-time low. I'm exhausted. I haven't worked out with weights since like 2008. You know, I've done some cardio, but I've been catching some strays on some fat jokes here lately. So, time for a change.
Yeah,
time for a change, and we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it one day at a time. That's all we can do.
Yeah, and to you people that do this regularly and for fun,
you're sick. You gotta lock you in an institution.
It's a mental illness.
Yes, it's mental illness, right?
It doesn't make any sense why anybody would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna punish my body for," and we're doing like circuits where we're really only like working out for 30 minutes.
30 minutes. We actually did some proper stretching, and then we did a cool down in probably an hour.
Sure. There's people that are in the gym for like multiple hours a day.
Yeah. Anybody who says they like to work out, I don't believe it. I've never believed that. There's like people that are like, oh, I like to run. I get a runner's high. Like, dude, no, you don't. Like, there's nothing fun about going to run 10 miles when it's 100 degrees.
There's nothing.
Like, you never convinced me. I think you're a liar.
I mean, there's nothing I would rather do like less than that. Yeah. Like, would you rather not be at a bar watching a game with chicken wings and a beer in front of you?
And the air conditioner?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Like, it is exhausting.
And the building we work out in has no air conditioning because we're old school. We're tough.
I don't want to be tough, dude. I want air conditioning. I don't want to be tough.
No air conditioner, and it's probably, I bet it's every bit 105.
I don't need a six-pack. I don't have to look like Aaron Donald.
We're not bringing six-packs back.
I'm honestly content. I don't care anymore. This is miserable.
Well, I'm content too, but
I understand.
Out of breath walking long distances, clothes aren't fitting. We got to make some more.
I mean, it shouldn't be a challenge to put socks and shoes on.
Yes, and it is, right? It's a challenge right now to put shoes and socks on, especially socks. Holy crap. Socks will whip your ass.
Oh, I told you this. So we did our little leg workout on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And Wednesday I had to walk up 2 flights of stairs. It about killed me.
I can see how that could happen.
It was hard. Anyway.
Before we jump in, shout out Bronco football. Brew Crew, West Monroe tomorrow.
Come on.
Me, Mr. Brad, Miss Jessica, we're leaving at 10. Taking the day off of work because in the fiscal year I've been working my ass off here lately, which for me that's a lot. I've been working a lot. So we're gonna ride up there, we're gonna whip their ass, and we're gonna come home. I think I can't even download my ticket. I think they heard I was working out and now they're scared. Which I don't blame them, which they shouldn't be because I don't even know if I can make it up the stairs. So I may need like one of them handicap accessible spots. But I think we're going to roll tomorrow, so it should be a good day, good night, lead into a good weekend.
There is a chance that in 2 weeks I'm going to need one of those canes with the tennis balls underneath.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the boys right now. It's not looking good. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah,
we need a shake bag.
Okay, 5 minutes in, we are going to finally talk football. The Thursday night game, the Detroit Lions, they are 2.5-point favorites at the Green Bay Packers. It looks like Christian Watson and Aaron Jones are going to play tonight. I've read from two different places, one saying that David Montgomery is not expected to play, one that he is expected to play. So I guess we'll just have to wait up until kickoff to get that. This game's weird. I fucking hate Thursday night games. Like, I don't know what to think. It's kind of weird that a road team is favored. Especially
Thursday night, just bet the home team.
Yeah, I mean,
done with it. Home team in the under. Simplest thing.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly where I'm leaning. I don't have a ton of thought. Like, I hate Thursday night football. I hate it.
I mean, define hate. Like,
I hate
football, so you still get to watch football.
I know. All right, so I tweeted this. This is the perfect solution. Everybody wins.
Okay.
So I just saw what the game was. I'm in favor. Eliminate NFL.
I didn't agree with that at all.
Well, let me say, for the fans, everybody. Like, here would be the perfect scenario this week for me. So this week, tomorrow night in college football, Utah plays Oregon State. That game should be tonight. I would love that primetime game here because in college they have more bye weeks. Give them a bye week before the Thursday game. So they're not playing on 4 days rest because that's, I guess 5 days rest in college. Eliminate the Thursday night football game in the NFL and we'll just move it to Monday.
Yeah, but you wanted 2 Monday games.
I love 2 Monday games.
No, because I'm not trying to watch 2 games at the exact same time.
The way that they're doing it is fucking stupid. I want an East Coast game and a West Coast game.
Well, I'm fine with that, but
that's what they always used to do.
Red Zone's fun because there's 9 games on. You can't do a Red Zone 2 games, but yeah, I'm for that. Like you're saying, East Coast is dark. It's going, then you switch to West Coast is.
It always used to be the East Coast team, and then that first Monday night game was whoever the Raiders played in week 1. That's how it always was. Yeah. That's how it should be. I want a 7:00 game and a 9:00 game.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's football, but it is usually a sloppy. I mean, look, you're asking these guys to come on 3 days rest. That's crazy.
Playing NFL football games with a week rest is difficult enough.
Right.
Doing it on a Thursday, it's just asinine. It's so hard to evaluate. These guys aren't, and I'm not saying aren't literally, because obviously there's some Thursday night games. Guys have good games. But they're not. It's not at their peak. It's not peak football. Mm-hmm. It's a shit show. Yeah, we Coach Fisher like Detroit. Mm-hmm. I would probably like Detroit if this was a Sunday game.
I like the Packers.
I like the Packers tonight too. I don't think Watson or Jones is going to play.
The men
100% of the snaps.
The men from Motown are 4-28 straight up in Green Bay since 1992. They've only been favored twice.
All right. Well, we've had this conversation. Those I don't care about the 1994 teams. I don't fucking care.
Do you care that Green Bay has a lofty 12-0-1 outright mark in second home games entering this contest?
I don't even know.
While going 9-3-1 against the spread.
I don't even know what that means. I don't care that it was Brett Favre and Joey Harrington. Okay. Which they might not have.
Fuck, you stupid bitch! Whoa. Get the fucking toy away from me. Who gave you that toy? Give it to me. Give it to me. It's mine now. Chicken nugget is not the toy.
I will say primetime games, you know how I love tight ends first touchdown. Sam Laporta is 13-1.
No.
Musgrave is 17-1.
Okay.
But the tight end first touchdown in primetime games is 1 in 10 this year.
Okay.
That's not good. But if you hit one, it was Hawkinson, so he wasn't 13-1. He was probably 8-1. But you just got to hit, you would like one every 8.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty good number on Laporta because I love his over 4.5 catches.
Yeah.
Getting just hit. By the way, his over 4.5 catches plus 130. I saw. So
yeah, I do like that.
Crazy. He's getting tons of targets. So yeah, I mean, I kind of like that Laporta 13-1. Maybe you ride with that one.
I mean, honestly, 13-1 and Musgrave at 17-1. You just
Musgrave's pretty much operating as Green Bay's wide receiver too. So.
Well, now that Watson and Jones are back,
but
I don't love it.
He's still going to eat. He's good. That dude's good. Have you watched him play?
Yeah, okay. I mean, red zone.
He's legit.
I know Love missed him on a wide open. What would have been
I just added him with some $15 worth of fab.
Yeah, I hated that.
Why? He is literally feasting.
Yeah, but now all the dudes are back.
Yeah, dude. Like Watson's not gonna be back and like fucking playing every snap.
No, I don't think so.
So, anyways,
Jordan Love's over-under is 227.5 passing yards. Jared Goff, 249.5. I know we like the under in the game.
yeah. I mean, you have to like
Those seem like pretty low numbers, though.
Yeah, I mean, Will Goff the other week, whenever we loved it, was like 250. So I think it was 252 actually. Look, Green Bay's defense is good. They're good. That's kind of weird because last year they struggled in the front half of the year. I think Alexander's back this week.
Yep.
So yeah, I think I like the under in that on Goff for sure.
You like the under on Goff?
I think so. Yeah, if they get Montgomery back, maybe they go a little more run, ball control. But I do like my favorite play of the night, I think, on any prop is Jordan Love over 16.5 rushing yards. Detroit's defense is a little bit better than I've been giving it credit for.
Yep.
They have a top 5 run defense in the NFL, by the way. So maybe just bury the Aaron Jones props, even though who knows what they are with his injury.
See, I would like hit Aaron Jones. I didn't see anything on FanDuel for it, but
they
over receiving yards. Right.
Yeah, so I like Jordan Love. Look, anytime you play a good defense, a quarterback, dual threat, plays bound to break down, he's bound to flush the pocket. So if he runs the ball 3-4 times, you're probably going to hit that. So and I think he will.
Yeah. Packers just put Bakhtiari on IR, so he's missing 4 games.
Yeah, so he'll be running for his life. I've got no feel on Jordan Love's passing yards.
Yeah, a 227 is low, but I'm pretty sure he's been like 150 2 of the 3 games. Yeah. But he can sling it. We are impressed with Love.
No, I love him. He is, like I said, he's my Daniel Jones this year. Except I think he's better.
Do you think even if Gibbs or if Montgomery is back, like this is still the Jahmyr Gibbs? Like, are we going to feed our 12th overall pick?
I mean, honestly, Jahmyr didn't play that good last week.
No, 17 carries, only either 2 targets or 2 catches. It might have been 2 catches on 2 targets. But I think he had 17 carries for 80 yards. You'd like to see a little bit better than that.
If I may just rant for 1 second, because I was trying to pull up his last week and all this shit.
Please.
He had 17 for 80, so a little bit better than I thought he did. This new Roto World update, this is horrible. This is terrible. They ought to take this server and this website and blow it up.
Yeah.
Just go back to the way it was, where you could go see the depth chart. You could easily scroll back. You know, this is a sick thing I like to do, and probably nobody else does, but I'll start thinking about a player sometimes late at night, and I will go all the way back to the beginning of his Roto updates, and I will read them from beginning to back. Just something I like to do. It's like going through the history of the player, and it's all out of order. They throw in random players. They made it harder to go back. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing? Everything was fine. Was somebody bitching about Roto World that I didn't know about?
I've never seen anybody complain.
Like, I thought it was perfect. I'd type in a player's name, Roto World, boom, done. Yeah. Anyways.
No,
it's horrible. Look at this. This is terrible. This is terrible. This is terrible, Roto World.
It's bad. It's bad. And I know there's even people that like used to work when it was like really Roto World and not NBC Sports Edge.
Right.
Like when it first happened, Twitter had a fit.
No, they should have. They should have fucking rioted in the streets. The fantasy community one time came together. But, you know, I'm sure there's some idiots out there who love it. So here we
are. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his over-under 72.5.
Well, if you like the Goff under, you have to like the under. So.
Yeah, I guess. That would be hard to do one without the other.
Yeah.
This dude is one of the most underrated. I know he's properly rated in like fantasy.
Is he underrated around the league?
Man, Well, I don't think around like the NFL. I think around the casual football fan. If you say, hey, name 15 really good wide receivers.
Yeah, that's because the casual fan's not watching the Detroit Lions. They don't know that the Lions are better than they've been in the past, 30 years.
I'm just saying.
He also has a very difficult to pronounce name. I think that's got some, like, Fisher's not sitting around going, oh, I love Amon, so blah, blah, blah. Like, you imagine trying to trade Jackson to Gugwa Booga to Fisher? Like, he would have, there's nothing you could do.
I know.
He would just call him Smith.
He'd be too busy trying to
just be Smith.
Get the propane. All right. So We are officially on the Packers and the under.
Yes.
In fantasy, I would not start Watson. I would not start Montgomery.
Okay.
You're probably in a position if you drafted Aaron Jones where you have to play him.
Okay.
And I try not to start anybody on Thursday night. So no golf for me, no love. We are going to go to the London game. Like I said, we're going to do the live show Sunday, but it probably won't be early enough to preview this game. So we got the Falcons at Jacksonville. Jags are a 3-point favorite. The total is 43.5. This is the Calvin Ridley revenge game. He's 7-1 for the first touchdown. I do like that. Jacksonville is in London back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, so stupid.
So stupid. Again, this is another game that I don't fucking care about a London game.
I've got no feel for this game. I'm sure that without even looking, I'm sure the smart money's on Atlanta because Jacksonville just makes so much fucking sense. They've been terrible.
They're horrible over there.
They've been horrible. They've been horrible here. But
the
only thing exciting about this game is getting to watch the Toy Story thing. So that's all I really care about. I hate when they do the games in London. I hate how it's a standalone game at 9 o'clock. I hate it. Nobody in London wants to watch the National Football League. They want to watch football and fucking a 90-minute tie. Stop sending fucking football over there. I'm sick of it.
I hate it.
And if you're going to do that, play the game at midnight their time. Fuck them.
Fuck them, man.
Yes. This is American football.
Do you know
if I want to watch fucking Manchester United, I got to get up at 7 a.m. I don't give a fuck.
Do you know how difficult it is to go through your Saturday watching games all day?
Yeah, and then you're trying to shake back on Hawaii. You're up till 2 a.m.
And that doesn't include all of the drinks that you're consuming.
Yeah.
And then you have to start your fucking Sunday here now at 8 a.m.
Yep. With a snooze fest of a game, by the way. The game's always just
and then you have to ride out all fucking day again. It is horrific.
I would read you the Mark Lawrence word salad about London games, but
know what?
Think I have enough breath.
Give it to me. We've been working out now. Okay, Huck, you are on my damn nerves.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it's just
stupid bitch shit.
A damn typhoon just came through here.
I love my dog. He loves me. I can't. There's no way I can. I'll probably just pass out. Okay. It is the time of season when the league takes its annual.
Just give us the stats, man.
I was gonna read the whole thing.
Just what are the trends? What are the
Jags
trends?
are 4-5 straight up against the spread all time in Europe, but 0-2 straight up against the spread as a favorite. The better news is that the favorite in this international series, coming off of a straight up favorite loss, are 5-1 straight up against the spread all time. Meanwhile, Atlanta returns for the third time sporting a 2-0 against the spread ledger in its prior visits. The Dirty Birds are also 7-1 against the spread all time in the series, reeling off 6 against the spread that wins in a row. Trevor Lawrence hasn't been the quarterback. The important thing to remember is Jacksonville hasn't had a good performance this season.
The important thing to remember, I can't remember one thing that you said so far.
Let's see. The Falcons have a top 10 offensive line. That is true.
Yep.
They have 3 blue chip skill players. True. An elite running game. That's true. And a very good defense. The bad news is Desmond Ridder stinks. He's the worst quarterback in the NFL.
Whoa.
Not named Zach Wilson. Okay. Ultimately, the Falcons are a team to go far as Ridder will take them. Blah, 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 blah. Jacksonville's 5-13 straight up and 4-14 against the spread in the past 6 seasons. In London, he's taking the points. Atlanta +3.
Shout out, Mark. Thank you for all of your hard work.
I'm exhausted. One day you're going to invite us to look at the computer. One day, the servers. I want to see them all.
I'm going to be honest with you right now.
Mm-hmm.
I need a mental health day.
Yeah. We'll do that, and we'll go look at the computer. And
oh my god,
I'm fearful the computer may make your head.
I truly I can't handle that.
Okay,
I can't. I have no thoughts on these football games right now.
Okay,
I just want my legs to stop shaking.
Well, could stop the pod and go for a quick run and come back.
Oh my!
You got to get the lactic acid.
I swear to you, if we stop this podcast and went for a run, I'm running right into the middle of the street and hope I get hit by a bus.
Surely you will.
Like I can't. I would survive. I know it.
Oh, I'm sure you would.
I would be just absolutely crippled. All right, Calvin Ridley revenge game. I do like that. I think they're going to try and force feed him. I know he dropped a touchdown last week. He's had 2 shit games after his big, comeback on the scene.
Okay.
We said it on the Tuesday show. Like we've really given Trevor Lawrence a bigger pass than we probably should. Like he hasn't been.
He stunk.
That great.
He's stunk. He has stunk. He's been terrible.
Yes. Now, I don't think that means he is terrible, but he's been not good.
Like I said, I trust them to figure it out with Doug Peterson.
I agree.
Will they? I don't know. Will they? I don't know.
I know that was like your darling team coming into the season. I assume you don't feel that way any longer.
Well,
you have transitioned to the Browns.
Right now. I mean, certainly not now. They look. They look.
And again, I don't want to.
Their offense looks horrible. I mean, that's the only way. I bet if we pull up the Rangers, they got to be in the bottom 5 of the league. The offense has been terrible.
It has been. But I mean, it's not like Atlanta's any good. This seems like another big number for teams that don't score a lot. And in theory, like Atlanta's got a good defense. The JAX got a good defense.
Yeah.
Not top 10, but middle of the pack.
I agree. The JAX have only scored 3 touchdowns. Oh, no, that's wrong. Can we get total team? They've only scored 6 touchdowns all year. That's not going to win in the 2023.
No, but that might beat Atlanta.
Oh.
Is Atlanta scoring? Like,
speaking of crazy touchdown stats, while we're talking about it, the Dolphins scored more points on Sunday, 70, than 18 teams have scored through 3 games.
That's absurd.
That is over half the league. That's over half the league. That is nuts.
And that's like literally without a top 13 receiver playing that week too.
That is.
They're fucking scary.
Oh, here we go.
They are.
Shouldn't have brought that up.
They are.
Eric Evans seems just mentally broken right now.
Oh, I'm not well.
Should you have gotten a drink before we started?
Probably. That'll shake me back.
Do you have one in that cup?
No, this is water.
That could be the problem.
Desmond Ridder, his over-under for passing yards is 185 and a half.
It's probably safe to take the under because they're going to run it 45 fucking times.
I know. So doesn't that make the under on this game?
You said Falcons all under.
I know.
Are they the Iowa of the NFL?
I mean, yeah.
Because their defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
But they gave up 20 last. The Lions have a good offense, we think. So they gave up 20.
So as a retired casual bettor, nobody likes to bet unders. You want to bet overs. You want action.
Well, it is boring betting the under.
It is. I would assume, without looking this up, I probably should have, but we don't do that.
You're mentally broken.
I feel like the unders have hit more this year.
Well, I'll tell you like this. The public has been raking in first 3 weeks. And by the way.
On overs?
No. I'm just talking about period.
Oh.
The same thing happened last year. The public just crushed the first 3 weeks. And then they got fucking railroaded after that. So this is a good time if something doesn't make sense to just bet the opposite. So you're probably looking at Jaguars -3 going, what? Atlanta's awful, but just take the Falcons. Just take them.
Yeah.
Just do the opposite of what the man in the hat brain thinks. Do the opposite. You have to.
Well, I do like the under.
Okay, take the under. So maybe take the over.
I don't know. We're going to do the back roads read. We got a commercial break. We'll come back with the pick fives and then a little Ryder Cup talk. You got your pick fives? You ready?
I'm ready.
Wow, look at you. Today's episode is brought to you by the premier clothing brand choice for any outdoor enthusiast, Backroads Apparel. Whether you chase the migration, live life at full draw, or just enjoy going to the camp to crack cold ones with friends and family,
Backroads has a design that fits your lifestyle. Represent the brand that prides themselves on being authentic and original. Head over to backroadsapparel.com and grab your gear today. Be sure to use promo code PTB during checkout to receive 10% off of your entire order. Again, that's backroadsapparel.com, promo code PTB.
We're back.
Woo! Let's go, baby!
All right.
Oh, breaks.
Pick 5.
Yeah.
Like I said, 7-2-1 last 10 games.
I went 2-3 last week.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a good way to lose about $200 every week.
Yeah.
I don't know what your unit size is.
3-1-1 for me.
Okay.
Having a day. Of course, as I go 7-2-1 the last 10,
Oh, it's
I
time to
have
fade.
$0,
Yes. It's time to fade you.
and it's time to fade me.
Yes. Because you're not going like 11.
I'm not going
and
4-1 again.
11-3 or whatever. 11-3-1.
No. Would you like me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Are you doing 1 or are you doing 5? I never
doing
remember.
5.
Okay.
I've got the Titans plus 2.5.
Okay.
Cincinnati, Joe Burrow hurt. Like we always say, fucking Tennessee at Tennessee is a slobber knocker.
It's a dogfight.
The clincher, the Titans are 9-3 against the spread at home against foes coming off of a Monday night contest, including 4-0 against the spread versus sub 400 opponents. So do with that info what you may. I also like the Texans plus 3. I think the Texans are a little better than people think.
I know I had it down. I deleted it.
Stroud looks good. Tank Dell, fucking the best receiver in the league.
Oh, yeah, he's
Nico Collins, like they have good players. So Texans plus 3. The clincher is Pittsburgh head coach Mike Tomlin is 12-21-1 against the spread as a non-division road favorite coming off of a win, including 1-11 against the spread during the first 6 games of the season. Bears plus 3.5. I think Denver's fucking terrible. I think Sean Payton hates Russell Wilson. I think Denver has quit for the year. They may have the 1-1. They're bad.
Can I interrupt?
Yes.
Do we give Nathaniel Hackett a pass?
No, absolutely not.
All right.
But his coaching malpractices were egregious. So
Understood.
I think the Broncos are just not good like people think they are. Like, I think when Russell Wilson got signed, everybody thought, oh, that was the missing piece. Well, turns out he stinks.
There was a time where we said if they got Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers, we had I bet futures.
I bet it. And he resigned with Green Bay. And then like 2 years later, he gets traded.
Yeah.
By the way, Javonte Williams fantasy ad. I think he is the best buy low in the league right now. If you can go get him because you can probably get him I got him for fucking Jalen Warren. So
mine would be Jalen Waddle. If you can buy low on him, that's the guy. But I don't disagree with Javonte.
Jets, I got him at plus 10. Look, at home, that defense is feisty. Kansas City's still trying to figure out things on offense. I said this last week. They got blown out, but that's because Zach Wilson, or not last week, the week before, that's because he turned the ball over 942 times. If I'm the Jets, I'm lining up. I'm just going to run it every fucking time, and I'm going to try to win like they did last week. 12-3, 12-9, 15-10, they lost. So
wake up at the under.
49ers minus 14. I think they're going to blow the fucking doors off of Arizona. I don't think Arizona's that good, even though we said they're feisty. The 49ers are just a different animal than what Josh Dobbs has faced this year. He's faced Sam Howell, Daniel Jones, and Dak Prescott. That's a different level of quarterback, Brock Purdy. So I think the 49ers are just a different. But I don't think Josh Dobbs faced a defense like this. And I think their little pesky streak is over. And I think the 49ers they could win that game by like 21 plus, which is like in the NFL winning in college by like 50. So
yeah, they've scored 30 points in each of the 3 games.
They scored 30 points against Arizona. They're going to cover 14 with ease. Don't think Arizona's getting over 14.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a big number, though.
That's a big number. That's a lot of points to lay in the NFL.
I am also on the Bears plus 3.5.
Oh, collaboration play.
Justin Fields, this is it, buddy.
This is it.
I have been your biggest fan outside of Chicago and Ohio State.
You said you want to bet him to win the MVP?
I can't mentally do this again. Look at me. I'm talking to you.
This is what I need to do with
This
Herbert.
is the fucking get right game.
Okay.
And if you do not get right this game, I'm done.
We'll have to make sure he sees that.
I have been on record. I would have taken you over Trevor Lawrence. I think you are one of the most physically talented players in the NFL. Like physically, he's
the local quarterback from my high school last year had a higher score than Justin Fields.
If you cannot do it against this Denver team, I'm done. And for the record, I said Jalen Waddle. I actually think he's the best buy low.
Okay.
But
I
can't plant all my seeds in one.
I kicked the tires on Justin Fields about a week and a half ago, but we're in a 2-quarterback league. The guy drafted him like 1-7. Like he's not in a position to just throw him away.
No, and you have Allen and Richardson, so that's fine.
That's right. When A. Rich is healthy, he's a monster.
The most fantasy points per snap. Anthony Richardson.
He's a stud. If he can just stay
0.46.
He's gonna be like the QB fucking 4 or something like that.
I am on the Dolphins +3 at Buffalo. I know this can be a letdown game, but luckily it's Buffalo. Like it's a division. This is a big deal. You're going to give me the best team and 3 points. Give me, but go ahead.
Teams that scored 60 plus are 1-6 straight up, 0-7 against the spread in their next game since 1970. And have failed.
That's the last time it's fucking happened. So
no. They're saying since 1970, the compilation here, and have failed to cover by 12.6 points per game. Just a stat. They're just stats.
What was the first part of that? Teams that have scored 60
plus. That was actually not a Mark Lawrence stat. So, yeah, that's kind of surprising.
When's the last
time? By the way, Mark actually likes the Dolphins.
Yeah, perfect. Well,
By the way, I saw something this morning. Mike McDaniel's recovering alcoholic. Didn't know that.
That's why I like him so much.
Maybe that is the sole connection there.
Best coach in the league. The New England Patriots and the Dallas Cowboys under 43.5. 2 good defenses, 2 probably elite defenses. I'm like I said last week, Patriots unders. I'm just going to bet it every time.
They're terrible on offense.
The Washington Commanders and Philadelphia Eagles. I'm also taking another under 43.5 as well. Washington can't score. They're done. They're terrible. They need a quarterback. Defense is still good though. And the way that the Eagles are just running the ball, like they don't need to score 40 points a game like they could do at ease last year. Like they're going to control the clock. They're going to do exactly what, they've been doing, which people think like they're not playing that well. They're just dominating the time of possession. They're doing what Atlanta is doing, but like to another level. So I just don't think they're going to need a lot of points to win this game. And I'm on the other side of you. I'm taking the Chiefs. I saw it today at 9.5, not 10, but I'll give you the 10 if you give me the 9.5. Sure. Yeah, whatever. Well, in theory, if you see 10, I would buy it to 9.5 anyway. I kind of agree with, I don't think the Chiefs need to score 30 points to win by 10. Okay. They could score 24 and still win by 10. I know the Jets defense is so good. And if you're Kansas City, I know Mahomes you have to try and get a receiver at the deadline. You have to do something because this Sky Moore, Kadarius, Tony.
It's not working.
It's not.
It's not working. It's not working. Don't ever do what he just said, by the way. Don't ever buy 10 to 9.5.
I just don't want the push.
But that's not a key number, so don't ever do that. Really, theoretically, you should never buy points. The statistics say to never do it. If I may, going back to Miami, Buffalo, here's a stat for you you're going to like. Miami is averaging 6.1 yards per rush. The defense of the Buffalo Bills is surrendering 5.9 yards per rush. And this is nothing new because last year they gave up 4.3 yards per rush, which was good for 19th in the league.
Dude, the Buffalo's not that good, man.
You just hammer all the rushing props for Miami?
Yeah.
What if they go up to Buffalo and run it down there? Your dick is going to be touching the ceiling. I mean, could you imagine? Because then it's like, well, they can win a snow game because they can line up and run it down your throat. I mean, you may be like
there's not a team in the NFL that has more playmakers than them.
No,
okay, it's not even close.
There's just not. I mean, you could just take everybody else and leave Tyreek and Waddle, and that's unreal.
I mean this. I'm not doing a bit here. Okay. I'm not just trying to.
You mean what you say here?
If the Dolphins were -3, I would probably take that.
Okay. But they're +3. Well, so maybe you take the alternate line.
Yeah, but we're the pick 5. We don't.
Okay,
we don't
fair enough.
And I don't gamble anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I'm gonna go 1-4, so hopefully that's my one.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all I got.
Okay.
We can dive more into that on Sunday on the live show. I still have the top 5 pass catcher QBs thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you want to do that now? I know it's kind of off guard. We don't have to.
We can just run through it real quick.
This is
who is your top 5? Starting with 5.
Oh my gosh! Well, I only have 3 written down. I have.
Well, then how are we going to do top 5? If you got 3?
Well, because I have like other ones that I could do. But if we went like 1, then I could.
Can we agree that right? Well, how about we dive in this later? But let's just agree right now that Tua and Tyreek is unstoppable.
Yeah,
number 1 like today.
Really? Through 3 weeks in this NFL season?
Yes.
That's not even a debate.
Right. I mean, all time.
No,
not all time, but past few years.
This conversation got brought up during week 1.
Yep.
You mentioned we were watching the Jaguars. This was the lone good game of Calvin Ridley, and you said, "Yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley may be the best pass catcher wide receiver combo." And I put pass catcher specifically because obviously Mahomes and Kelsey is in here. And I looked at you and I kind of scoffed at you and I'm like, wait, hold on. What do you mean? And then I actually looked at it and was like, they might not be 1. They aren't 1.
Okay.
But they might be in the top 5.
Calvin Ridley's a buy low.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's still getting peppered with targets.
He's for sure a buy low. If he catches that touchdown, we're not.
Look, past couple years, whatever you want to say it, the top quarterback pass catcher duo is Mahomes Kelsey.
No doubt about it.
No debate. No question.
Well, you know what? There is a debate.
No, there's not. There's not. If you're going to say Burrow, Chase, no.
I have them 2 for the record.
And I'm fine with that.
And then 2 and Tyreek, I have 3.
Okay, that's fair enough. But, no, Burrow and Chase are not over Mahomes and Kelsey. They're just not. They're not. They're not there.
4 and 5 gets tricky. So I'm going to just – I'd have these other ones written down in no order.
4 and 5. Here we go.
You're going to laugh at this, but it's quarterback – and
I feel like I know where you're going with this. And
you could probably read it.
You think I can read that far? Have you lost your mind? I can't see Ryder Cup though.
Yeah. I'm not saying this is 4. Again, I just have this in order. Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson.
I knew that's what you were going to say.
But
I should have wrote it down.
Well, once you have Jefferson,
No, I have them. They're in my top 5.
Okay. Okay.
How are you going to argue with Justin Jefferson catching 375 balls a year for 8,000 yards?
Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown?
No. See, that's the homer coming out of me.
That's not
because you still have Allen, Diggs.
Well, okay. So I have Lawrence and Ridley, Allen and Diggs, Dak and CeeDee Lamb.
I would take them over A.J. Brown and Hurts.
Would you really?
Dak and CeeDee? Yeah, absolutely. Hell, I'd probably take Derek Carr and Chris Olave over Hurts and fucking A.J. Brown.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The Eagles are a fucking running team.
What?
Yeah, 100%. I would take Goff and fucking Amon-Ra St. Brown over those 2. How are you going to sit here and say they're our top throwing? No.
Look at what they did last year.
No, 1 year. No.
But that was all the year they were together.
That's a running football team. That's a running football team. That's a running team.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if they're in my top 10.
Jesus. Yeah. So I would probably go Allen and Diggs next. That would probably be my 4.
Okay.
I think it's Hurts and AJ is 5.
No, they're not. They're not better than Dak and CD for sure. They're not.
I mean, okay. Do you think what is the gap between Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott?
As a thrower or as an all-around quarterback?
This is
pass and catch is what this is.
quarterback.
As a passer,
Pass
there's not much
catcher.
of a gap. In fact, Dak may be a better thrower of the ball. And CD is certainly as good as A.J. Brown, if not better.
I would rather have CeeDee Lamb.
Thank you.
But, I mean, we're talking about, like, it's wide receiver 6 and wide receiver 7.
I'm talking about throwing the football. This has nothing to do with Jalen Hurts, the
all
entire
right.
quarterback.
Okay, well,
this is pass and catch. It's fucking Dak and CD. Dak's a better thrower than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, by the way, I don't know if you look, not having the greatest throwing season of all time.
No, he's not. But, I mean,
they don't need to, but I'm just saying when he has thrown the ball, it's looked bad.
That touchdown he threw where he got destroyed in the pocket. I mean, that was
one
a dime, bro.
One touchdown, you know.
Hey, Dak led the league in interceptions last year.
Well, guess what? He ain't doing it again this year. So.
He just lost to the Cardinals. He's a fucking.
You know what? Sometimes you need a wake up call in the NFL.
Because I mean, if we're just doing physically,
it's not physically
talented
this
throwing
is
the
best
ball.
Passer and wide receiver. Hurts is not a top 10 passer in the league. He's not. He's not a top 10 thrower of the football in the league. He's a top 10 quarterback.
Well, that's
because what he can do with his legs.
That's what I thought we were
doing.
doing. The best quarterback and
no.
pass
this is
catcher.
the best pass. How are you going to catch a pass from a guy who can't fucking throw?
But he can throw.
Like he throws okay. Like he's Derek Carr. I don't know. He's a little worse than Derek Carr throwing the ball. Like he's not a great thrower of the football. He's not. I love Jalen Hurts. I was on the Eagles before anybody was last year. Hell, before you.
Well, I don't know about that.
He threw 22 touchdowns and 6 picks last year, 66% for 3,700 yards.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but that's not good enough to be in the top 10 of a passing debate here.
All
Not
right.
a top 10 passing.
All right,
debate.
so if
This year he's got
9 of his.
This year he's got 640 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's
Well-
fucking bad. That's bad. That's bad. There's no way to fucking sugarcoat that.
Yes, there is.
That's bad. He
They've
has
rushed
an
for 800 yards.
What does that have to
in
do
3
with
games.
him throwing the ball? He's an
They don't
84
have to throw the ball. He doesn't.
But when they do throw the ball, it looks like shit.
No, it doesn't.
He's not. No. He's not a top 10 passer. I'm
You're
sorry.
insane. Is Brock Purdy?
No, he's not a top 10 passer. Maybe a top 10 quarterback.
Oh,
All the dude
Jesus
does is fucking win.
Christ, dude.
All he does is win.
I need a fucking cocktail.
Brock Brady.
All right, so we agree on the top 3. Give me your 4 and 5.
Who was the top 3 again?
Mahomes, Kelsey, Burrow, Chase, Tua, Tyreek.
Yeah, I got to go Kirk and JJ.
Because JJ's so good.
Yeah, JJ's unbelievable. And then I think you got to go Dak CD. I mean, I'm a big CD Lamb guy. Like,
So you don't
You
even
wanna
have
talk
Lawrence
about-
and Ridley in your 5?
just because of how bad they've been the past year. They've been horrible the past 2 games. But you want to talk about a guy who doesn't get the proper flowers? CD Lamb.
Okay, let me just clarify this. Are you doing this list just solely based on these 3 weeks in the NFL season?
I mean, Dak and CD had a pretty good year last year.
I'm not arguing with that.
Okay. Who are you arguing with?
I'm just asking you in general, like,
Well, I had
because
to,
you don't have Lawrence and Ridley
well,
in there.
let me explain why. After week 1, it looked like this for Lawrence and Ridley. Okay. We don't have the benefit of watching them last year.
Right.
So we have to make some assumptions, right? Okay, I'm assuming I've seen all these other guys do it.
But we know how good those guys are, or at least Trevor should.
Well, I saw just now Doug Peterson's taking over the play call. And
Yeah.
maybe that'll help.
They said there were questions if he did it in the second half of last week, which he came out and said he did it.
Okay.
All right. I think we were on just total opposite sides of.
I mean, everything but the Hurts thing. It's just the homer coming out of you.
That's not what.
He's not a top 10 thrower in the league. He's
Is
a
Kirk
top 10
Cousins?
quarterback. Yeah, probably. Like as a passer?
Jesus.
You don't sit here and tell me Kirk Cousins is not a better passer than Jalen Hurts?
I just asked if he was top 10.
Is Kirk Cousins a better passer of the ball than Jalen Hurts? You would be a buffoon.
He
to
absolutely
say-
has been this year. He's been fantastic.
forever. Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback. If you're asking which one I want to quarterback my team, I'll take Jalen
Well,
Hurts.
obviously.
Now, does Jalen Hurts work in Minnesota? I don't know. They don't have the fucking goddamn greatest offensive line of all time with 2 Hall of Famers anchoring it.
No, but they got Justin Jefferson. That helps a
Yeah,
lot.
but I mean, like they don't have, the Eagles. The Eagles are a different. They an old school throwback team, and it's funny that them and the 49ers are both. They both old school throwback teams to the 90s. I made this point that I think the Eagles have the best offensive defensive line combo of all time.
Yeah, they might.
There's certainly a fucking conversation to have about it. And that's a good way to win a lot of fucking games.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I can name like the Washington Redskins of the 8. I don't fucking know.
But you're talking about, you got 2 Hall of Famers on O-line, Johnson and Kelsey. Fletcher Cox is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Probably.
Fucking the way Jalen Carter looks right now, Jesus Christ. And he would have had a Hall of Fame trajectory, the 1-3 or whatever, if he doesn't fucking go nuts before the draft.
Listen, he was still a top 10 pick.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, that's what you expect from those guys. So, yeah, like they may have 4 Hall of Famers between 2 lines. That's absurd. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's happened before, but I don't know.
Are we missing anybody? Duo-wise?
Let me think. I think Goff, St. Brown's certainly worth
mentioning.
a mention. I thought Carl Olave, which they were working until Carr got hurt. I mean, Olave is fucking eating. He can't score a touchdown.
Rodgers and Garrett Wilson would have definitely been on the list.
They would have been on the list.
They probably would have been in my 5.
Let's scroll through some names here.
It's not Lamar and anybody. Lamar and Mark Andrews, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we covered everybody. I think that's everybody.
Not Sam Howell and Terry McLaurin.
God. Jahan Dotson.
I do like Jahan Dotson a lot.
Christ. Desmond Ritter and Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, can we do the 5 worst?
Yeah, that'd be
the 5 most disappointing.
Oh, well, gotta have a conversation about CJ Stroud and Tank the fucking Mandel. I almost picked him up off the waiver.
Oh, they're filthy.
And I edited him out. I could have got him for free, and I just let it go. And
you're too busy getting fucking Zach Ertz. Tight end you.
How many games is Arizona going to be up by 20 in this year? He'll probably have 1,000 points against the 49ers. I'm going to start him. No, I'm going to start him.
You got too many fucking tight ends. I looked at it today.
I only have 2.
3.
3.
You won't get off Kincaid.
I can't.
What a whiff.
I mean, he's doing okay. He's like the tight end 15.
These fucking rookie tight ends.
The thing about tight ends is, like, if you don't have Kelsey or Andrews, like,
who cares?
You don't have anybody.
Then who cares?
You're basically at that point, you're just praying for them to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
All right. Ryder Cup.
Yeah. Ryder Cup.
Begins at 1:30 this morning.
1:30 in the morning or something.
U.S. does not have a good track record over in Europe.
Nope, not in Europe. They haven't. Nope.
I'm just going to give you the floor.
I don't know what to say.
Is this the year?
I don't know. The Europe in July was plus 180 to win.
Jesus.
And they're the favorite now. So they've been.
They were plus 180?
Oh, yeah.
Was this like before teams were picked?
Oh, yes, before teams were picked. There's a lot of smart guys that just absolutely hammered that. So that number, I mean, like I said, they're the fucking favorite now.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a tough one to judge because you have so many new players playing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I have a question then.
Okay.
Who determines? So the captain for U.S. is Zach Johnson.
Yes.
How do you get that position?
What, the captain's
Yeah.
position? Oh, it's just decided on by the PGA of America, and then for them the RNA, I'm sure.
So it has nothing to do with like your actual play that year.
Zach Johnson's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just.
No, it has nothing to do with that. Like, it's just fucking old people, old golfers. Like Tiger was the captain of the President's Cup team, so he'll have a Ryder Cup coming soon, I'm sure.
Okay, I'm just curious, asking.
Yeah, I don't think there's any like Fred Couples has been like the assistant captain. Him and Jim Furyk like 100 times.
Right. Okay.
So I don't think there's like any like special formula or anything.
I don't know if it was just it's like Scheffler. You've been the best player on the planet for 2 years. Here, you should do this.
No, it's not going to be somebody playing. Like, yeah, no.
All right.
Yeah. So actually, the shocker for me was tomorrow for the first, the first rollout foursomes. That's alternate shot. Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth have dominated alternate shot, and they're not
playing together.
Yeah, they're not playing. I feel like I don't know. They're going to send out Scotty and Sam first. Sam has really been struggling off the tee lately. That's not a good combination for the rough I saw at this course. Although they say it's playing like an American course. It's real hilly and a tough walk. And then, match 2, you've got Adberg's a fucking rookie. I think Victor, this is his first Ryder Cup. This is Homa, Brian. There's so many new guys that it's just hard to get a feel. We do have Xander and Cantlay going off as the last match. They'll probably play every match. So if you're filling out like a BK roster, there you go, because I'm sure they're going to play every match. They always play together. Like I said, a little surprised about the JT speed thing. That was mildly surprising. So, the Americans, they've struggled in foursomes lately, so don't look for anything incredible tomorrow.
That's not encouraging.
No, it's not. But that's just the truth. And, you don't want to get behind, but they very well may be.
What's your favorite event to watch during this?
Oh, singles on Sundays when it's closed is fucking electric. Like at the President's Cup, or was that the Ryder Cup? But see, I get it screwed up because they had the COVID year and they pushed it back a year. Or whatever the fuck it was. It was either the President's Cup or Ryder Cup. It's closed. Bryson goes off, I think, first, second, third. He was like one of the earlier matches. 380-yard par 4, drives the green, like throws his hands up, goes up there, makes like a 40-foot eagle. Like people are throwing beer, just like I just want the scene. I want to be in the middle of it, just covered in beer, as Bryson makes a 45-foot eagle.
That was also the Patrick Reed McIlroy.
No,
that was not it.
No, that was before. That was pre-COVID.
Well, I mean, that was the same event, singles. It was just those two playing.
Oh yeah,
that's
the greatest Ryder Cup match.
Yeah, that was awesome.
With all the shushing and
I
mean, look, the Ryder Cup brings out the dogs in these golfers. Finally, like
I wish there was more events that were like this.
Yeah, and they actually got rid of match play on tour, so the Dell match play is no more. Won't happen next year. It'll be the first.
I was gonna say they just. I didn't realize.
It usually happens in March. They got rid of it. It was the Ryder Cup. Bryson hit a 350-yard drive over the green and made an eagle from like 40 foot.
That's incredible.
And I want to say he was like the second match out that day, and it just seemed like it set the tone. And the Americans have always done well in singles, so they just stink there. So yeah, Chef, I'm never going to pick against America.
Yeah, well, yeah,
I'm America all the way, but it's been since the 90s since we won in Europe, so. Europe probably has the hottest golfer on earth playing for them, Victor Hovland, who made a hole in one on a par 4
that was
today, which
fucking unbelievable.
So yeah, I like that team, Victor and Ludwig. That's a young duo going against Homa and Brian Harman. So, alternate shot is that's a tough game. There.
Yeah,
that's a tough game.
I would hate to be a part of that.
So that's a lot of pressure, you off the tee or making putts, whatever it is. It's you don't want to let your partner down.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
So go America. Can we play the national anthem, or
I don't know if legally we're allowed to do that.
Okay, that's fine. Fair enough. I'm sure you can legally play the national anthem.
Dude, you probably have to. That's probably copyright or something.
The national anthem.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
My God.
They'll try and get you, but maybe that'll put us on the map. So who knows?
Like the shitty thing is, like I said, it's going to be 1:00 in the morning.
I know.
And then, it's like, okay, we'll just watch it on tape. But, I want to know what happened. I don't want to sit around and
you'll be on
Twitter. That's what I'm saying.
You can't. It's impossible.
It's not possible this day and age. So I'm going to know what happened. And hopefully, by the grace of God, Sunday I can wake up at like 5 a.m. and watch all the sync matches. That's a long day, though. And I have a long drive Monday to go to a job site. So, now we're talking about that's a lot of shit.
Well, I guess on the live Sunday show, we'll already know who won by then. I would imagine.
I think they're going to be a little bit later. I'll have to look at the schedule, but I think some of the matches go off. We will probably be close to knowing who will have won or who can win. I'll put it that way.
Okay, all right.
But there'll still be some golf going on. Is what I'm saying.
All right. Well, is candy corn worse than Peeps?
They're both awful.
They're both horrific.
I hate the both. I wouldn't be able to tell you which one I hate the most because I hate both of them so much.
They're the two worst candies in the world.
Yeah, well, Peeps I feel like I can at least stomach a candy corn. Peeps are just a no-go. Babe, what's worse, candy corn or Peeps?
No, candy corn.
Really? You'd rather a Peep?
I couldn't tell you the last time I had a candy corn or
By the way, Sunday we're going to have Meg on to give her hot take on how Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce.
I mean,
7-time All-Pro, 2-time Super Bowl champion,
yeah, future Hall of Famer.
future Hall of Famer Travis Kelce on the map.
Also, shout out to the New Heights podcast. That is elite.
It's hilarious. They do have a podcast that's very funny.
They're
Travis is a great uncle.
They're so good. Jason's the fucking man. That dude.
They are funny.
That dude's gonna have a statue in Philadelphia.
She likes the
I
mom.
promise.
Maybe Taylor likes the mom too. Maybe.
I think the mom likes Taylor, so that'll do it for this.
Yes, she does. She's worth $1 billion.
This horrific episode of Pump the Brakes.
Yeah, maybe one of the worst ever.
I mean, I don't have.
You've got no energy in my leg.
I'm not vibing. I got no vibes. We will see you Sunday live.